Space in your surroundings allows manifestation. Space in your body allows health, and space in your mind allows God, and it's all connected. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Cermak. I am a life coach and psychotherapist here to talk about inner peace, and today we're talking about how to create inner and outer space in order to create inner peace. It's all connected, like I said. And if you stick with me to the end, we're gonna do an experiential thing where we create some space inside our body. And I'm gonna give you homework for this during this video too, if it speaks to you. Home fun. Okay, and this is Prudence, by the way. Her job is to be cute. She is a Chihuahua. But every time, I don't plan on having her in my videos, and every time I start one, she's like barking at me to get on my lap. So here she is. Okay, so I'm super passionate about creating space. It's just something that has really worked for me. When I first stopped working at the school, I worked as a school counselor, a middle school counselor for 7 years. So when I left my job as a school counselor, I took a year leave and I went to do therapy full time. It was like my dream to do therapy full time and to be one-on-one with a client for an hour, because the school counseling job was very chaotic, right? So I liked it, and it gave me a lot. I learned a lot from it, and I'm always very thankful for it, actually. But when I quit, or when I took the year leave, my instincts were to create space. So I wanted to give myself less to do. I wanted a shorter to-do list. This was my goal. Okay, not to do more, to do less. And actually, at this point, I didn't even know about life coaching, but when I first started life coaching, that was what I always talked about too. I think we do too much, we need to simplify. So space in our day, I'm very passionate about leaving space. I love space. I like silence. I like quiet, okay? So, and it's funny because one of the side effects, I feel like space creates peace, or peace creates space. And I feel like one of the side effects for me of that has been manifestation. So it's like, I didn't even know that I was creating space for manifestation, but it's like I was creating space for new things, right? Okay, so we're talking today about, and I have some notes that I'm looking at. We're talking about space in our body, space in our surroundings, and space in our mind. And I like what A Course in Miracles refers to mind as spirit, okay? So space in our surroundings. So I'll never forget the first time I read that book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. Marie Kondo method, I can't remember, but so she talks about keeping only things in your life that spark joy. And one weekend, I just went totally nuts getting rid of clothes. So like I organized my closet, clothes and shoes, I donated so many things, right? And my closet was so beautiful looking afterwards. And I just remember driving to work that Monday and being like, this is insane how calm my mind is right now. Creating space in my life, in my closet, created space in my mind. Like I said, they're all connected. So your job, your homework for this video is to find something to declutter. There was one time where I remember I was wanting a certain amount of money. This was like when I got into manifestation. I was wanting a certain amount of money, all right? I can't remember how I came up with this number, but there was a certain amount of money that I wanted. And that exact day, I decided to clean out this drawer. I have this file cabinet drawer right next to me. And I am not kidding you. When I cleaned out the drawer, that exact amount of money I found somehow, I can't remember what it was, if it was in like gift cards or something. I found it in the drawer, okay? So this stuff works. So I really believe if we can start with creating space in our lives, creating space in our surroundings, this can include also, so this is like physical space, allowing for physical space. This can include also space in our day, right? So like not to be over scheduled. I like the idea also of moving slower. I feel like we stay vertical that way. We stay with God that way, right? So like space in the day. Pam Gregory talks about booking stillness meetings with ourselves, like booking a stillness meeting with yourself throughout the day. I need that, I need a lot of space. I need space in my day, space in my surroundings. So your homework is I also have a friend, Kate Evans Coaching, I think it is. You find her on Instagram, she is a declutter coach, and she's very big into this. I just also saw this video about Carl Jung, who talks about how your house is reflects your subconscious. So blessing your house and creating kind of like a divine space in your house. Okay, so homework is to declutter something, find a drawer, anything, just start and do something, put a timer on. If it doesn't have to be like that weekend where I decluttered my entire closet. That was a big undertaking, but start small, start somewhere, find something to declutter and see what comes from it. Like I said, for me, the manifestations have always been a side effect of it, something that I notice. Okay, so we talk about creating physical space, cleaning something out today, and that's connected to inner space too, and space in our mind. Let's talk about space in our body. What does it mean, space in our body? So have you ever noticed there is space all around you and there is space within your body, right? So if we are getting triggered a lot by things people say, do, whatever, things that happen, it means we're holding things within our body. This is why yoga is so useful, Doing yoga is a great way to create space in your body. And we're going to do something like a little meditation at the end if you stick with me that will create some space in our body too. So I feel like yoga, exercise, some sort of like EFT, like tapping. I'll do a video on that. If you guys would like me to do a video on tapping, I was trained with tapping, energy freedom technique and Ho'oponopono, which is really good. That helps to create some space. I would say that creates space in your body and in your mind. But like I said, they're all connected. So creating space in your body, meditation, inner body awareness, just being aware of how like scanning your body and being aware of how it feels at every minute or at any minute, like noticing where you're holding tension and where you can kind of breathe into that tension and let it go. Remind your body that you're here for it, that it's safe, that it's okay to relax, and it's okay to let go of these triggers. I read this really interesting quote yesterday. So yoga says that everything we've ever experienced, we hold in our bodies. And I really feel that like resentment, like unforgiveness, hatred, anger, all of that stuff we hold within us. And I just thought of this quote. It was from Emmett Fox, actually, from February 16th. And it says, resentment is really a form of attachment. So like if you are resenting someone, you're attached to them, okay? So resentment is really a form of attachment and you are tied by a cosmic tie to the thing you hate, okay? So forgiveness can help with, space in our body, forgiving self and forgiveness of others. So we want to have space in our surroundings. We want to have space in our body and notice that there is space all around us and that there is space in our surroundings and in our body. This is, start where you're at. Like if your house is cluttered and is a mess or whatever, like I go through phases. Okay. So nobody's perfect at this, and just start where you're at and do something. Okay. And I really think I'm going to have to make another video about this, about non-judgment. Like don't judge your surroundings. This is not about judging your surroundings and making them, I like making things look nice, but it's not from a place of judgment, right? It's fine. Like whatever is, we don't need to be judging and analyzing and making ourselves feel bad. It's fine, but go forth and declutter. Okay. So, creating space in our body. Now, the last thing was, so different ways to create space in our body. And we're going to do a thing at the end, like I said, an experiential meditation that's going to help us create some space in our body. And now we're going to talk about space in our mind. And A Course in Miracles ties mind to spirit, right? So space in our mind. A Course in Miracles says a miracle is a shift in perception from fear to love. So this is creating space in our mind. And Eckhart Tolle talks about this, less extraneous thought, right? Less thought allows God in. I think I just said this from Joel Goldsmith. God can only talk to a quiet mind. God can only talk to a quiet mind. So less thought, meditation. Wayne Dyer, one of my favorite quotes from him, he talked about how the only thing the soul needs is room to expand. The only thing the soul needs is room to expand. If our lives are just cluttered and our mind is just constantly figuring things out and thinking and analyzing and more information, there's no room. There's no room for God. Okay, I have a great quote that I'm going to read you about that. So practicing less thought. This was like last year sometime. I got up, I was having anxiety, or I was having a lot of thought, like my mind, I was having racing thoughts, I think. I think I was having racing thoughts. But I woke up and I went to yoga. It was a Friday morning, and it was like, I remember I consciously was like, I'm going to think less. I'm going to think less. And I went to this yoga class, and every time my mind started to think about something, I just brought it back to the class. I allowed some space in my mind. I remember it was like springtime. I think it was this last spring. It was beautiful outside, and just like allowing this space, like allowing myself a space where I don't have to be figuring anything out. And I came home from that class, and somebody from Facebook had messaged me this like insane story. Actually, she had gotten this book for Christmas. I don't know what it was, but it was like this like really insane synchronicity that had happened. And I felt like my allowing space in my mind allowed me to receive that synchronicity. You know, God, the universe is trying to, the infinite invisible is trying to give us things all the time. We are supported. It's okay to empty our minds and allow and to receive. So I'm gonna read you this quote. This is about space in your mind from Joel Goldsmith. This book is really good. It's called Practicing the Presence. I love the name of the book, Practicing the Presence. Practicing the presence. So we're practicing the presence of God, practicing the presence of the infinite invisible. Remember how I always say, bring it with us, bring it with us. So when we create space, we're able to practice the presence. Okay, but this quote is just so good, I had to read it to you. The listening attitude, the expectant attitude, developed through meditation, creates a kind of vacuum into which God rushes with those things of which we have need, whether it be wisdom, power, grace, or whatever may be necessary. I'll read it again. The listening attitude, the expectant attitude, developed through meditation, creates a kind of vacuum into which God rushes with those things of which we have need, whether it be wisdom, power, grace, or whatever may be necessary. We don't have to do it. We just have to empty our minds and be with God, okay? Like God will fill it. My Course in Miracles lesson for today is God is the strength in which I trust. And it's all about this. God is the strength in which I trust. Okay, so let's do an experiential thing today, a little meditation about creating space in our body. I think in another video, I'm gonna do like an EFT tapping experiential video. So like I said, comment below and let me know if you would like that. But of course, don't do this if you're driving. I have to look at my notes a little bit because I wrote some things down. Okay, so of course, don't do this if you're driving. You could listen to it if you're driving, but don't close your eyes. And if you're in a place where you can, go ahead and close your eyes and get comfy. Give you a moment here to close your eyes and get comfy and do this with me, with all of us, whenever you're doing this, okay? I don't know, Pam Gregory, I should put this link below. Pam Gregory does this meditation every night, I think at 7 p.m. London time. I think it's 2 p.m. my time. I have it on my calendar, and I do it every day if I can. So it's like a 15-minute meditation where you're connecting with people who are bringing in new earth energy. So I just like thinking of connecting with all the people who are watching this, from all over the world, or who are interested in creating this new energy on our planet. Okay, so go ahead and take a deep breath. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. And go ahead and keep breathing. In for 4, hold for 4, breathing down into your stomach, out for 4. Go ahead and keep breathing in that same way. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Anyway, just breathe whatever way is comfortable to you. And keep on breathing in for 4, hold for 4, and out for 4. And breathe like that just as I'm talking. So today we're going to do a meditation for clean space, inner and outer space. Clean spaces. Go ahead and keep breathing in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Make sure your spine is straight. Palms are up if you can. Allow all concerns to just put aside for a while. Put them in their file cabinet. You can pick them up later if you want them. They'll be there if you want them, or maybe they'll go away. You're free now to just be. This is your time. And I want you to notice that there is space in your life. Notice the space that is already there. Remember that what we focus on expands. So if we focus on the space, we will become more conscious of the space, and the space expands. Notice that there is even space between your thoughts. There has to be space between your thoughts. The space is actually what holds the thoughts and creates the thoughts. There's spaces between words when we write. Things in our life would not make sense if we didn't have space. And now notice that there is space all around you. And the same space is within you. There's space in your mind. Healthy, clean, intelligent, wise space. Calm, peaceful, loving, forgiving, powerful space. Infinite. There's space between your thoughts, space in your mind, space in your life, space in your day. And now we're going to scan our inner body. And notice where there is space in your body. The spaces are probably the parts of your body that feel good, that feel relaxed. But when we put our attention on our inner body, we can kind of feel a tingling feeling. We can create that feeling. It's the feeling of being alive. It's the feeling of health. And as we scan our inner body, I want you to notice where there is space, and then where maybe you're holding on to something. Without judgment, no judgment. It's fine. Just notice where you're holding on to something. We all tend to hold on to things at different places in our body. So no judgment. But where we're holding on to things in our body is probably where there's angst. It's a good habit to notice where you hold on to things in your body so you can let it go. Sometimes that's where something there is still waiting to be triggered. It's almost like something sticky that somebody could say something and it could get you there. Your body could hold on to it there, or something could happen. And it's like waiting to be triggered. Again, no judgment. We don't have to name it. We just have to let it go. We just have to notice it and send it some love, send it some healing, send it some space. So everything can we become more translucent. Things can pass through us. There's nothing there to hold on to things. In our defenselessness, our safety lies. That's a Course in Miracles lesson. In our defenselessness, our safety lies. So when you notice where there's a place in your body where you're holding on to something, just relax, breathe into it. Let's start with your head. Notice how the inside of your head feels. Now your neck, your throat, your back, breathe into any space that you feel isn't spacious. Your stomach, clear out your stomach. Nothing's there to grab onto anything. It's all spacious. Down from your stomach, your genitals, your upper leg, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet, your toes, all spacious. We love space. Nothing's there to grab onto anything. It all goes through you. Only the love remains. Only the love and the health and the freedom remain. You are translucent. You are filled with space. You are beautiful. The space is beautiful and peaceful. Not a beauty the world always knows. That's okay. Space in your mind, your body, your life. It occurred to me once that Jesus never said, "Well, tell me what happened in your childhood." He simply said, "Your faith has healed you. You are divine. You are eternal. Nothing can truly hurt you. You are free. Your energy is vertical. You are connected to the vertical. Your soul has room to expand, and expand it will. No effort, just space. As A Course in Miracles says, there is nothing your holiness cannot do. Of your ego, you can do nothing, but with God, you can do everything. You are with God. God goes with you wherever you go. Wherever you go, God is there because you have space for it. You have a quiet mind, and you are connected to the infinite invisible. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes. I hope this was helpful. I hope that meditation was helpful. It's something you can hopefully hold on to and listen to it again if you found it to be helpful, and if you found it to be helpful. Yes, it reminded me of another way to create space in your body. I go to this amazing chiropractor called the Health Doctors. It's by where I live, and he does a lot of they do very gentle adjusting. They press on like pressure points to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, and I am telling you, but when I leave there, I feel so relaxed. I feel so different. and I believe that that's creating space in my body too. So like the energy healing, things like that, massage, I think that creates space in your body. And it's quite magical. Okay, so paying attention to the space in our lives, space in our surroundings, space in our day, space in our body, space in our mind. I remember listening to Amanda Francis once, and she was like, create space in your body, leave space. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Now I get it, now I get it. Create space in your life. Allow room. And I really believe that, I believe that God is the goal. That's just my thing. That's just what I believe first. But what comes, the side effect is that manifestations come so much more easily. It's quite magical. God is the strength in which I trust. Okay, so I hope this was helpful today. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this, and if you want more videos about creating more inner peace in your life. Prudence gets really relaxed during my meditations. She's super needy. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, like I said, and peace and love. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.